And we're back, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another great video with Everything Averin. We're jumping right into this project. As you guys can tell by the thumbnail, we got another performance mod, another aesthetic mod, depending on how you want to look at it, for my 2008 SCION TC, which is sitting outside drying off because we had a thunderstorm come in last night. Here on the workbench in front of me, we got the magic, we got the product, we got ourselves a harness bar, a B-pillar harness bar, depending on what you want to call it. There's a couple different names for it. I got me the braum brand. It's a universal one. It should fit. I've seen them on pictures fit a bunch of different cars, but again, it's universal, so it should be good. Got it powder coated in white to go with, of course, the white and black monochromatic theme that you guys have already learned that I love. Let's jump right into this project, jump right into the vehicle. Before we actually make our way to the car, let's go ahead and do a station identification break. Just take everything out of the box and let's check our inventory. It's universal. It does not come with directions, but I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. These are going to be the vertical bars or the diagonal bars, which connect from the lower portion of the B-pillar up to the harness bar itself. So these guys are going to technically go here. These are going to be your side panels. I'm not too sure if they're marked left or right, but these are going to connect here. That's going to connect to your top of your B-pillar where your seat belts are. And that's pretty much it. That's the easy part. The little more harder part is going to be figuring out which bolts go where. So we just got to kind of take an educated guess. Maybe look at some YouTube pictures. Yes, I even look back at YouTube myself. Let me go ahead and do that real quick off camera. Then we'll make our way into the car, tearing stuff apart and getting this guy installed. I already have pretty much everything stripped out of my back seats here. We did some time attack events recently, so that's why I took them out. And now with this harness bar, I'm probably going to leave them out. So starting with these side brackets here, up here at top for the SCION, it's going to be kind of hidden behind this B-pillar bar. So I'm probably going to pop them off so I can get to that bolt. But these are going to bolt up right in here. So let me go ahead and take this off real quick. So these brackets that mount to the B-pillar up top where your seatbelt goes, the hole itself was too large for the existing bolt that came with the car. And the bolts that they provided were too small and were not the right thread size for the SCION TC. But nonetheless, the fit was pretty darn close. So what I ended up doing was taking the stock bolts. I threw them in my deep freezer. As you can see, here's one right here. And then came over here and then set up my little heat gun to just warm this just ever so slightly. And then all I did was put it in the vise. Just put it in the middle and then hammer it in with the mallet. So it's kind of a press fit. It'll still spin when I start to tighten it. It's not that tight that it's not going to move, but essentially reuse the ones you got. It's going to be a tight fit to go through here. But yeah, just heat this up a little bit, cool this down a little bit, give it a few lub taps, and it'll go right in. Alright, so we got that on there now. I didn't fully tighten it down, but this is pretty much how that top bracket is going to bolt to your seat belt. There's actually enough space on this shoulder bolt that comes with the car that you don't have to add those little shims in there. But we run into our next problem. So getting your B-pillar cover back over the top, because of the alignment of this, it comes pretty much straight off of that body line. This obviously won't allow it to go on. And even if you fished it through the front and tried to install it from this side, this piece here is still too far forward to allow this bracket to go back. So I'm going to take some measurements. Pretty much I'm going to create a gash or a cut right here, and I'm going to try to make it as clean as possible, but try to come straight back off of the B-pillar. And in theory, I should be able to feed this bracket through the B-pillar panel and then be able to bolt it in and make it look nice and clean with the OEM panel there. Alright, so let's see if this works. I ended up using just a razor blade, and as you can see, I kind of peeled off those little brace pieces and then cut a groove. I'm going to slide this through. It's actually still pretty tight. Slide this through there. Probably add some clearance in there, and then I'm going to press that bolt in. Hopefully we'll be able to mount it just like that. We got it in there. As you can see, there's that slit that I cut in between. I'll put this cover back on. If you can see in there, yep, that's it right there. Second one going in. There's the slot. Back side. Through the side. There's my bolt. There's my original bracket. Now we put it back in place. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the large bar, the main portion of the harness bar. I'm gonna get this installed right here in these, and then I'll probably put on the vertical bars onto the bar, and then we'll try to line it up down there on the bottom. All right, so we got that on. I did get it absolutely filthy with my dirty hands, but I'll just clean it with a little bit of soap and water. Again, I haven't fully tightened it down. It's got a little bit of play left, just so we can get these bottom brackets in. You have some adjustment, as you can see there, kind of like a tie rod. You have some adjustment to do. One thing I noticed is the bolts that come with my car, they don't quite fit. Well, they fit, but essentially this shoulder area up top is too wide to fit through the hole at the bottom, and I don't have enough thread to actually fully engage. So I'm just gonna go get a bolt from one of the hardware stores and then make sure I account for the thread length that I need in addition to the extra spacing that this is gonna take up. But for now, as you can see, I put one bar in place, really didn't fully tighten it down. I used that big set of bolts, as you can see here, washer, bolt, nut. And yeah, for me, it mounted easier on the inside. It gave me some more room to work with facing this outwards. But let's continue to move on. I'm gonna get those bolts, which will be real quick, and we'll get ready to install the bottom portion. So we made it back from the hardware store, and here's our other bolts, pretty much grade A bolts, same thread pattern, which I believe was 7/16 20 pitch. So yeah, that's what those are. So now, simply, we're just gonna go ahead and bolt these in. I'm going to actually put the bolt through the seatbelt bracket. Actually, I'll put a washer there in front. Through the seatbelt bracket, then through the little ball joint there, and then into the hole. So yeah, that's my order. You don't have to go that direction or that order, but that's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and bolt this side in, make your way to the passenger side or the other side, bolt that side in. And well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We're now installed. And that little plastic cover actually fit, so I put it back just for now. Whenever I get actual racing harnesses, I'll probably do something different with the OEM ones, probably tuck them around the backside just to kind of hide them. But nonetheless, there's your harness bar, your braum harness bar. Last thing I'm probably going to do is take that decal, put that decal right here. But there we go. Here you can get a little better view of the angle. Your angle is probably going to be very similar, as you can tell. That's the angle of the bar coming out of the B pillar. Passenger side turned out actually pretty darn good. Driver side, I think I cut not far enough in, but nonetheless, it'll work and it looks good. Go ahead and slide the seats back. I do have some tilt. I have quite a bit of tilt, to be honest. Here's the view from the back. Driver's seat's actually leaning back more than I normally sit back. So yeah, you have plenty of room to work with inside this car. Next up, got to find some more stuff for the trunk. Try to find some brace bars for back here. Maybe a Megan C-pillar bar. But we're done for today.